Hey guys, so I had a few people give me a request for my hand scraper design. Now, first off, I'll have to apologize for the lighting in here. I know it's horrible, so excuse the brightness. I'll try and stand there. So this is a plain bog standard hand scraper, and I'll talk a little bit about my smaller hand scraper here in a minute too. This was actually kind of a neat design. Um, both of these are made out of I believe, 3/16 by 3/4 inch cold rolled steel bar. Um, the cold rolled it's pretty important to do cold roll because I find that has just about the right amount of flex. And a hand scraper, whether it's smaller or bigger, they definitely need a little bit of flex to just give you the right amount of feel as to what you're doing. Um, so all this one is just like I said, a steel bar. I think this is called a full, yes, it's called a full tang. And this is literally how simple it is. It's just a piece of I think oak that I cut a little groove in, and I glued the oak around this bar. And then if you look at the tip there, okay, so if you look at the tip, what I did was I slitted a little tiny groove with a hacksaw, and I think you probably don't even need to do this, into the steel there, and the carbide is fits into that little groove, and I brazed it in there with just your standard bronze braze with a what do you call a propane torch. Um, the carbide scraper here, it is a carbide scraper blade from Home Depot. These actually work freaking fantastic because they're like $5 or something. The carbide on this, I'm not exactly sure about the different carbide grades, but this carbide works fantastic because it's a very tough carbide. So if you drop it or bang it, it won't shatter like many of the tool steel, more machining carbides. So standard floor scraper blade at Lowe's has them, Menards has them. So these come, the floor scraper blades, they come, I don't have one with me, but they, originally they're a bigger one. They're like, I don't know, 3/4 by inch and a half, I don't know, something like that. And they're a weird shape because they're designed for a floor scraper. So what I did for this one is I just simply put it in the vise and I snapped the ends off, and I ground it to rough shape with a diamond wheel, and then simply braze that in here. I don't know what the exact radius of this is, but it's something like I don't know, 90 millimeter radius or so, something like that. Honestly, doesn't matter. I always sharpen my scrapers to a straight 90 degree, uh, 90 degree angle here. So that is whatever, 90 degrees. Some people will tell you to have a more of a negative rake, and honestly, it doesn't matter, and here is why. If you want to change the rake angle on a scraper, you simply angle it more down for a higher positive rake, angle it more up for a more negative rake. So whether this is sharpened to 90 or -5, it makes no difference whatsoever. Just change your angle that you're hitting it, and your angle that you're going to be scraping with will always actually vary some. The length on this thing You just need to cut it to whatever length you like, whatever is comfortable for you. So this is my bigger one. I like to hold this right about here and apply some flex to it when I'm doing some more rough scraping. And I mean, this is just something that you'll have to play around with. You'll have to practice on various bits of scrap or something, and um, watch Stefan Goethes Winter's videos on scraping. His are without a doubt the absolute best couple 2 or 3 scraping videos out there. So watch his, practice, and you'll be just fine. Now, how I sharpen these, it's so simple how I sharpen these. You don't need a slow speed grinder. You don't need any of that stuff. What I do is I just grab a piece of wood, hold the scraper here like this, and I use these diamond sharpening lapping pads. I think I got a set of 2 of these on Amazon for $10 or something. I fit this against a 2x4, and that aligns that here at a 90-degree angle. Use WD-40 as a solvent. You need to keep flushing these with WD-40 or else you'll gum it up. So, and then flush it with WD-40. Use that as a cutting fluid, and then simply hold your scraper here, and then roll this in front of it, and that'll give you just about the right radius of what you need. I don't know. So anyway, so that's your basic hand scraper. This one happens to be this one happens to be 17.5 inches end to end. I'm 5'11", so whatever length is convenient for you. But anyway, so I like to hold it like this and then go for it. My small detailed scraper. This one is also made out of that same 3/16 by 3/4 cold roll. What I did here is I use this one for getting into things like inside of dovetail ways, that sort of thing. This is the same scraper blade, but these scraper blades are cool because they come with 2 holes in there. And then what I did is I just drilled and tapped this the scraper handle. I think I used 2 M4 screws in here, so drilled and tapped these for 2 M4 screws, and used little button head socket screws, and these hold the scraper blade perfectly on there. What's cool with this one is this one actually gives you 4 cutting edges, so you can flip it over, do that one, flip it over, and that one. So it's actually really, really convenient. And you'll see the tip of this will let you get really nicely into sharper, harder dovetail ways and so forth. This one just happens to be one of these universal file handle things that I got at Lowe's, but just use whatever you like, works perfectly fine. And I could have used the same handle on this one, except a piece of oak was free that I had lying around, and these cost like, I don't know, $15 or something. So anyway, so simple, effective DIY hand scrapers. I've scraped 3 machines with this one so far. There's virtually 0 wear on this carbide blade, and I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional rebuilder or any sort, but hey, you know, they work just perfectly fine for me. So if anybody's desperate enough to watch this, thanks for watching.